In this world, we face a great danger. One of communism. And even worse, being accused of being a commie. I have to defend my capitalistic tendencies from the Reds, so I only use what I buy, and never use what I don't. Can you beat Fallout 4 with only bought items? Let me explain a little. When I normally play Fallout, I almost never use the weapons you can buy, because why would I do that when I can just kill someone who has a weapon I want instead? But this time around, I want to only use the guns and armor I buy. But there's a problem with that. See, you find ammo and medical supplies on enemies, and as much as I would like to do a true only items bought playthrough, I don't feel like counting how many stim packs I had before a battle, then subtract the ones I use and sell the ones I collected. It's too much thinking and math for an idiot like me. A similar philosophy is used for ammunition. I pick up guns to sell, but the guns I pick up have ammo in them, and I'm not counting the shots I take nor the bullets I pick up. Otherwise, we'd be here all day. So when I say only bought items, I mostly mean weapons and armor. Though I did decide not to take the Scrounger perk, as it allows you to find more ammo, which even though it's useful, I still needed some challenge in the ammo department. Now we can get into the game proper. My special stats are pretty typical for my playstyle. The only thing of note is that I put 3 points into Charisma. I named myself Monopoly Man, as I'm a man who loves Monopoly, and the idea of money. The most expensive insurance scam happened. I became a TV dinner. Thought about punching the roaches because my hands aren't something I can buy, but I can't buy them, so I can't use them. I wish I could cut my hands off since I didn't buy them, and the fact that I was given them is very communist of me. I played with a dead man, picked up the Pit-Boy, and left the vault. Before I got too far, I realized I didn't buy this gross blue jumpsuit, and ran around in my underwear instead. I ran straight to Preston for that sweet, sweet experience. My lack of armor showed when I died while waiting for Preston to do his job. I tried to pickpocket a raider to no success. I just wanted to get my grimy, oil-barren hands in his pockets. Preston killed the last raider, and I redeemed the reward for all my hard work of doing nothing. I put the perk point I got into the Nerd Rage perk to hopefully keep me alive when I'm close to dying. I decided to head to Fort Hagen so I could fast travel there later in the game. I got trapped in a cabin where a bunch of geriatrics tried to give me their jello. Took a combo of Nerd Rage and healing items to escape my grandma's house. After outrunning the ghouls, I found a wild trader and finally got myself a pipe pistol. I stole a local farmer's crops to sell later, realized I was lost and finally looked up where the fort was, marked it on the map, and set off once again. I got a chance to test my pistol and hated the sights instantly. It took way more ammo and medical supplies than I was okay with to kill the raiders that ambushed me. I looted the bodies for money and supplies to sell for money, finally found the fort, and ran to the city. I put a point into Lone Wanderer and began lone wandering. I tried to help Diamond City security kill the mutants, only to cry as my pipe pistol only damaged them emotionally and not in the fun way. In the city of precious minerals, I began business by selling everything. I got myself a machete for if and when I run out of ammo, as well as a baseball uniform to cover my ugly fat body. In my new clothes, I noticed my gun had broken. I was hoping I could punch people with the power of bullets, but God thought that was too OP, so he made the gun useless. I spoke to Ellie, she told me where to find her boss. I tried to kill some dogs to sell their meat to pay for future investments into myself. They killed me. I set the game to very easy. Before anyone complains or makes a comment, the challenge is from the restrictions I'm applying to myself, not the in-game difficulty. This is my world, I make the rules. I killed those mutts like the soulless dog killer I am. I tested my bullet skills on some raiders. I used my machete to kill some ghouls as revenge for the ones from earlier. I passed the subway station to find Good Neighbor so I could sell more things to more people, getting me more money. I bought a better pipe pistol, despite all the better options. Finally in the station, I began killing every single triggerman and looting them for their valuables. Little did I know at the time, this was the best investment I made. I finally put a point into Fortune Finder, took me long enough. For all the crap the pipe guns get in this game, they're more than a viable option when you have literally nothing else. The triggermen with automatic weapons did a big hurt on me, but their bullets shall be the seeds to my gardens of death I shall reap later. I did a sneaky attack on Dino, which did a big damage to him. I collected my sentient statue, and the less sentient but equally a statue. I opened fire on Skinny Malone, cause no one gets to make more money than me, and he had a nice suit that looks expensive. He died, as did his gooners, and Nick and I returned to the city. Back in Diamond City, I sold my findings as well as bought a 10mm pistol, bought some armor and a different 10mm pistol. Finally sat down and talked to Nick about the old man who was cosplaying as my son, stole a key, broke into a house, pressed a button, showed the dog what a real man looks like, teleported to Fort Hagen, waited for the dog, entered the fort. Dogmeat tried to fight alongside me, but I don't need friends. I'm no communist. He refused to leave, so I made him stay still. The synths in the lower level of the fort weren't too difficult to handle. The hardest part was wasting my precious bullets. I filled Kellogg with more bullets than he knew what to do with. He promptly died from Money Man bullet. Back in the shiny town, I bought a new shiny toy in the form of a combat shotgun. After speaking to Amari and Good Neighbor, I entered Kellogg's brain, learned what I needed to, and set off to Virgil Sea in the glowing cave. I decided the Deathclaw needed to die because I was hungry. He sank through the floor and reappeared a few inches away. Shrek sent me on a quest to the Shrek Castle to kill the Shrek Gunners and get the Shrek chip. Next, the railroad. I was going to side with them, but then I realized I'd rather stick nails in my pupils and toothpicks in my toenails before I side with them. So I went back to Preston to finally save him after all this time. I think I forgot to mention my gas mask. I bought that earlier, almost used the power armor that's given to me, then I realized it was given to me, and I threw up in response. I got Sturgis to teleport me into the Institute. I killed my son, again. He was such a disappointing baby. Finally, outside the castle, I lured the Mirelurks out to face us, rather than facing them in the castle. All was well until we had to face the Queen. She was a tough one, taking more bullets and effort than I ever wanted to do ever. I had to hide in the castle walls just to not get acid spat on me, melting my wallet to my ass, which isn't too bad now thinking about it. I repowered the radio, allowing the Minutemen to communicate across the Commonwealth. I found Cricket wandering the Commonwealth and sold almost everything to buy Spray and Pray, a submachine gun with explosive rounds. This was my investment paying off. I went ahead and cleared the basement of the castle before Ronnie could show up, so that way we could clear it faster. I built a recruitment beacon so that way I could get Ronnie to the castle. After talking to her, I went to the basement and waited for hours, but she didn't show up. I realized I had forgotten to talk to her outside of the armory. After talking, I went back down and waited again. Turns out, she didn't say her line where the rubble is, causing her not to know how to walk. I went back down a third time, waiting once more, and finally got her down there. I finally got to build the artillery, test it, and began to defend the castle. Spray and Pray made this part of the game easy, but it was difficult for me to stay accurate and not waste bullets. Eventually, I did run out of ammo, so I had to use my 10mm pistol. That significantly reduced my DPS. However, I refuse to acknowledge the pain I feel from their guns. If I say it isn't real, it isn't. I summoned my friends into the Institute, and we began our final assault. The Institute didn't stand a chance against my explosive gun. Not even the guerrillas were much of a match. I saw my son again. He did the magic thing again. He flaunts his powers over us mortals. The Institute took a final stand at their generator, but they stood no match to my capitalist guns. The communists died, and I beat Fallout 4 with only purchased items. Kinda. I say kinda because I used ammo and medical supplies I did not buy, but I did buy a majority of the ammo I did use, and bought all my guns and armor. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, consider leaving a like and maybe even subscribing. It means a lot to me. And have a wonderful day.